My sister moved in with me because she got pregnant 5 months ago from what she claimed was a one-night stand. I love my sister, so of course I took her in. My husband is overseas for 6 more months, so it was nice to have her around because I care about her very much. On Monday, I came home and saw my sister and a strange woman in a screaming match on my doorstep. I obviously didn't know what was happening, but I saw the woman poking my pregnant sister's shoulder, so I intervened. I sent my sister inside, and she begged me to send the woman away. I didn't understand what was going on, but I wanted the altercation to end for everyone's sake, so I told the woman as much. Then she started screaming, asking me if I was also sleeping with her husband. I was like... And then she basically revealed that my sister had been having an affair with her husband for 5 years. 5 years! She had everything printed out. Chats, photos, emails, receipts. It was disturbing to see, and I didn't want to go through it all. But a few things were established. My sister knew about his wife. She knew she was the mistress and liked it. This woman was a stay-at-home mom to their 4 kids, one of whom has a severe disability from a car accident. Her husband knew about my sister's pregnancy and even took her on a baby moon to celebrate it. The affair had been going on the entire time, with my sister believing he would eventually leave his wife for her. My sister had fully embraced the role of being the other woman and was emotionally invested in their relationship, despite his repeated lies about leaving his wife. I told the woman I was very sorry and that I obviously didn't know. But I asked her to leave because this wasn't going anywhere, and I didn't want the neighbors to call the police. She was furious but gave me her number on a post-it, begging me not to let her husband stay at my house. I assured her that no man was stepping foot in my home. My sister was begging me not to believe the woman, calling her a vindictive ex-wife. I told her, all right then, let's look up the marriage online. Let's see if a motion for dissolution of marriage was ever submitted. We fought hard. My sister kept saying I would never understand, and that they loved each other, but he just couldn't leave his wife, blah, blah, blah. I called her dumb and naive. The next day, I told her she could stay here because I didn't want her to become a financial burden on that woman in any way, but I also told her that right now, I didn't want to engage with her. My sister asked me if I still loved her, and I told her honestly, right now, I can't say I do. I will always help my nephew and not endanger you, but I can't like you because you've shown me you're not a trustworthy person. I told her I didn't trust her not to try anything with my husband, and I didn't trust her with anything at all, so I made her sign a tenants agreement. She's been begging me to forgive her, and I told her there's nothing to forgive. I just don't know who she is anymore. Some comments. Commenter, not the a-hole. You need to make sure she is out of your home before your husband comes home, because you are right, you cannot trust her. Original poster responded, I wouldn't worry. I trust my husband 100%. Not my sister anymore, though. I already told him and asked if she ever did something, and he said no. Commenter, not the a-hole. Your sister's behavior was vile and inexcusable. That poor woman and her children. Her husband is an absolute crap. Original poster responded, I said the affair started 5 years ago, right? Now guess when she and the kid got into an accident that left the kid disabled. Commenter, and your sister knew? She's a despicable person, and I'm amazed how strong you are for still keeping her housed with you. Not the a-hole. Original poster responded, she met the flicking kids. Took them to the zoo with the bastard commenter. Wow, that is severely ballsy. Original poster responded, she wanted them to get to know her so she could hop right into the mom role as soon as he divorced his wife. Yeah, right. Original poster's parents. They died 7 years ago. Commenter, you should ask for pics so you know what this guy looks like, and arrange to get outdoor cameras at the least so your sis isn't sneaking him around when you're at work. It should be grounds for eviction if she does allow him around. Original poster responded, I saw him in the pictures his wife showed me. Also, I work from home, ATM, so no dice. Why you lets her live with you? One of my reasons is that I don't want her to get an apartment on his dime when that money should go to his kids. Also, my nephew doesn't deserve to be born homeless. Original poster expands, she pays me no rent. So, if he gives her spending money, there is nothing that I can do. But living on his dime in an apartment he would pay for and possibly put in his name. Dangerous commenter. Just curious, what does your husband say about this situation? Original poster responded, He said that it is very disappointing she turned out to be like that, and said that it is difficult to trust her as she proved to be such a good liar. She is the one who helped me with the tenancy agreement and all. Commenter: yeah, that whole thing might just be so that she has tenant rights so that she can try to ruin your damn life. Original poster responded, listen, you don't know which country I am from. We got legal help and did this together with someone that actually has a clue. We saved our asses like this. If not, that would be akin to squatters' rights in the US. Commenter: what are you going to do once the baby is here? Assuming the dad wants to be in the kid's life at least somewhat, I think it's unreasonable to ban him from the house. Original poster responded, if she wants him there, she can get her very own apartment. If she still wants to stay and save up for baby, she has to adhere to my house rules. She is free to go and see Hin outside. To another commenter, I put up my rules. If she wants to stay, she has to adhere to them. She has been told. She still has 4 months to make that decision. If she wants him physically with her after birth, she can do that. But not in my house. Update: 5 days later. First, I'd like to clarify a few things. I am not going to tell my sister to get rid of the baby. That's not my place. And I would never suggest such a thing. Also, I am not going to install tracking software on her phone or demand access to all her devices. That's invasive and wrong. I've been thinking a lot, and while I can't say that I don't love my sister, it's very hard to feel that love right now. I don't know who she is anymore. It's not just that she lied to me. It's what she did and how convinced she is that she was justified because they were in love. She's brought chaos into my home that I opened up to her. I'm deeply disappointed in her, and I just don't like her at the moment. I'm letting her stay with me because I don't want her to become dependent on him. I don't think he's a good man either, and as a social worker, I've seen these scenarios too many times. My sister's already deluded. I don't need to open the door to a dependency that's also financial. Now, onto the update. I haven't been punishing my sister, but I've been treating her like a roommate. This is driving her crazy. She's begging me to go back to how things were before, but I can't. I told her that I need time and that things can't just return to normal overnight. She tried to explain how it all happened. She admitted that she always knew he was married but believed she could tell how unhappy he was and felt he deserved to be happy. They met at a bar a few weeks after his son's accident. He told her that his wife hadn't touched him since it happened and that he was about to explode. I asked her why she would involve herself with a married man, knowing the hurt it would cause. She said she wanted to be a wife and a good mom, and that included his kids. She had hoped he would divorce his wife so they could all move on and finally be happy together. I just stared at her, unable to comprehend how she could rationalize her actions. A few days later, he appeared at our house, claiming he had left his wife and wanted to be with my sister. I told him to leave immediately or I would call the police. My sister was furious with me, accusing me of ruining her chance at happiness. I made it clear to her, if he comes over again, I will evict her. She's free to date anyone she wants, but not under my roof. I also told her that if she plans to have him around after the baby is born, she'll need to find her own place. Word has gotten around our community about the affair. While we were grocery shopping, a woman even spat on my sister. Many of her friends have cut ties with her, calling her a homewrecker. Some are married themselves and don't want her near their husbands. I haven't said "I told you so" even once. We unexpectedly ran into his wife at a local cafe. My sister wanted to apologize and suggested that maybe they could all have a good relationship for the sake of the kids. The wife laughed coldly and said, "You made your choices, now live with them. Don't expect me to make this easier for you." My sister is devastated and has been lying in bed ever since. I'm taking care of her physical needs, making sure she eats, stays hydrated, and attends her prenatal appointments. But I can't bring myself to comfort her emotionally. I just don't have it in me right now. Some comments. Commenter: is your sister mentally sound? She seems to be living in a fantasy world. Not the AI whole original poster responded. I don't think she is having a psychotic break. I think she is in too far, and now that she has destroyed her life, she is trying to make it work. Commenter: to get in this far, she can't be a good person, and neither can he. They're both so insanely selfish that they put getting laid over destroying his kid's family and home. I feel horribly for that child. Its parents are trash. Original poster responded, That has also been my thoughts. Commenter, I asked the last time and wasn't answered. How did your sister make it to like 32 and wasn't living with you? Was she working? Why did she immediately stop working the second she found out she was pregnant? If she didn't, why did she give up her apartment and move in with you? A 32-year-old living alone had some way to support herself. And people don't just quit their jobs overnight because they got pregnant, unless it's because they are in a stable relationship and the partner was willing to support them, in which case, again, moving in with you would not be necessary. You talk about not being financially dependent on him, but now she's financially dependent on you? Why would you agree to allow her to become financially dependent on you? And why would you accept the cost of caring for an adult and her child just because it's your sister? If she is not working, she should absolutely not have the kid, and you should absolutely not be bearing the brunt of her bad decisions. Original poster responded, I had quite a few, so I don't believe I read yours, or at least not fully. I answered someone who asked something similar. Yes, she has a job. She moved in with me to save up for her baby. She is on maternity leave. Her job is not super high paying. I am not responding to the rest of the comment, as it seems more aggressive than helpful. To a downvoted commenter saying that's not how maternity leave works in the US. Good thing we are not in the US. Neither the UK, to another ruder commenter. Yeah? You get 100% of the pay for 6 months. After that, 80% or something like that for 6 more months. And I think 50% if you go over a year. Also notice how I said not super high paying? Commenter. I was spit on multiple times growing up because I was a bastard. I received a lot of hate because my birther was an unwed teen mom. Random people, teachers, churchgoers, good chunk of so-called family. Small towns suck more than I can say. Original poster responded, they go pretty hard in the name of Jesus. Hypocrites if you ask me. When asked where original poster lives, I won't say. But we are quite religious here. Old women think they are the law and all that. Commenter, holy hell, someone spit on her? What are you people, Amish? Original poster responded, Catholic. Commenter, he appeared at our house claiming he had left his wife and wanted to be with my sister. Huh. Sure, he left his wife after 5 years, coincidentally at the moment she discovered everything. I'm completely sure it's not the wife who dumped him. Original poster responded, I think the same thing. Commenter, your sister really is a piece of work. What did she expect would happen once news of the affair got out? If it weren't for the fact that she's pregnant, I wouldn't have put it past someone to do more than spit at her. The child is going to grow up hated by affair partners soon to be ex and their children. Original poster responded, I think worse is coming to her. I know our town. That's why she mostly stays in right now. Someone alleges original poster is only blaming the sister and not the affair partner. I blame him. He is a horrible man with no morals. He couldn't even wait for his son to be out of the hospital to start an affair because his ballpark wasn't getting scratched by his wife, who was also in the accident. I hate him. I hate him so badly that I resent that he exists, but he is not in my life. I didn't know him. He has no cards in my game. I am so mad at my sister for not only screwing up her life, but also bringing chaos in mine after I opened my home to her. I am mad she lied to me for 5 years, but most of all, I am disgusted with her horrible, selfish actions. She wasn't lured into this. She knew from the beginning that she was a mistress. She knew what she was doing. She knew it was wrong, and yet she kept doing it and lying through her teeth. I don't know who she is. New update. My sister just won't stop talking about him. Every day, it's the same story. Their perfect future together, the apartment they're moving into, how everything will be great once his divorce is done. She's completely lost in this delusion, acting like none of the lies and betrayal matter. I can't stand it. She made him write me letters. Yes, actual letters. As if that's going to magically make me approve of him. She leaves them around the house, thinking that if I just read them, I'll suddenly understand how sorry he is and how much he loves her. I haven't responded to a single one. It's ridiculous. I told her over and over that I don't want anything to do with him, but she keeps pushing, as if she can wear me down. It's beyond frustrating. Then came the talk of moving in together. She sat me down and asked for my blessing, telling me how important it was to her that I support their relationship. She actually wanted me to meet him, to give him a chance. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That's when I drew the line. I told her flat out, if she moves in with him, I'm done. I told her I would go low contact, that I wouldn't be part of their life, and that she's on her own if she goes through with this. If she wanted my support, she had to leave him. Full stop. For a moment, I thought she was finally getting it. She showed me screenshots from his ex-wife. The ex had pretended she wanted him back, and this guy fell for it immediately. He told her how much he missed her, how my sister was a mistake, how he wanted to fix things with his family. My sister was crushed. She came to me with the screenshots crying, and I thought for a couple of days that maybe, just maybe, she would finally see him for who he really is. I was hopeful, but then, as usual, he wormed his way back in. He told her he only said those things because he was afraid his ex would take the kids away, and of course, she bought it. Now she's actively moving in with him, packing up her things and making all these plans like nothing happened. The screenshots, forgotten. The lies, excused. She's determined to be with him no matter what, and I am done. I told her I'm not helping her anymore. No more driving her to appointments. No more checking on her. Nothing. I'm not going to pretend everything's okay while she's diving headfirst into this disaster. Now I barely talk to her. If she asks where the tea is, I'll tell her. If she wants to know if there's milk left, I'll answer. But that's it. I'm emotionally cut off, and I told her straight. I'll be here if things fall apart, if she's in danger, but I am not going to be a part of this train wreck. She's on her own now. The community backlash hasn't slowed down either. Everywhere we go, people are whispering, staring, and judging. They're not just looking at her, they're looking at me too. People know she's living with me, and I've started hearing comments at work about why I haven't completely cut her off. It's affecting my life now, and I just can't carry her mistakes anymore. Her friends? All gone. The ones who were married have cut ties completely. She's isolated herself, but instead of waking up, she's clinging harder to him, holding on to this fantasy that everything will work out. But I'm done caring. She's made her choice, and now she has to live with the fallout. This is the final update because I'm finished. I'm done trying, done caring, done dealing with the mess she's made. She can have her life with him, but I'm not going to be part of it. Some comments. Commenter. Not the a-hole. Let her be. Kick her out sooner. This started to affect your life more than her. Original poster responded, she is leaving by the 23rd latest, to another commenter. Contract's been terminated. She is out by the 23rd. Commenter. She'll lose him as she got him. You'll hear from her in the future when he cheats on her. Original poster responded, I give it 3 months. Commenter. I don't blame you for being over this whole mess. As my mom would say, I won't be shitting out what you eat. Meaning the consequences of your sister's actions are for her and her alone to deal with. You've been a good sister and done all you can to make her see the error of her ways. Now you just have to let the chips fall where they may. I'm nosy. Can you come back and tell us her sob story when she comes crawling back? Original poster responded, I like that idiom. I don't know. Maybe if I need to vent. But I hope that this is the last of my involvement. Commenter. Yeah, last update I predicted things wouldn't change and she would just start affecting you too. And now even indirectly she's affecting you socially. So I know she's not going to leave without you kicking her out. Hopefully you see that sooner than later. Good luck. A commenter. With the way this guy keeps worming his way back into the sister's life and how isolated she's ended up from everyone, I can't figure out if he's abusive or if the sister is just so determined to see herself as a good guy that she's stick with him no matter what, just so blowing up her life will seem justified or like the only choice she could make. But also, what a weird and crappy community that people are. Her work are being shitty to original poster just because she has evicted her pregnant sister. I feel like even with infidelity and the sister being horrible, most people would be more poor original poster rather than she's a vixen too. Especially if original poster seems as done as she is in her posts. Original poster responded, I don't think his wife is taking him back.